You remember childhood summers, don't you? Bare feet on hot sidewalks, bruises you never told your parent about, and toys that, looking back, were absolutely insane. We didn't think twice about it at the time, but today's parents, they'd probably call a safety hotline. Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane to look at 10 toys from the 60s and 70s that would shock parents today. Let's rewind. 1. Lawn darts, backyard fun, with a side of danger. If you grew up in the 70s, there's a good chance you hurled a metal spike across the yard and called it a game. Lawn darts, or jarts, looked like something from a medieval battle. You'd aim for a ring on the ground and hope no one walked in the way. They were sharp, they were heavy, and yep, they were banned after causing real injuries. Still, on summer afternoons, nothing beat the thrill of a perfect throw and the sound of your mom yelling from the porch. 2. Creepy crawlers, molten plastic, and no supervision. This toy let you make your own rubbery bugs. Sounds harmless, right? Except you had to pour this stuff called plastic goop into metal molds and then bake it on a plug-in hot plate. No timer, no gloves, just you, some sizzle, and a whole lot of hope. Honestly, it smelled awful, but it felt like real science. Kids today get slime kits. We got burns. 3. Clackers, bruises waiting to happen. 2 hard plastic balls, strung together, that you'd swing up and down until they clacked like crazy. They were loud, they were addictive, and they hurt like heck when they hit you. Sometimes the plastic would shatter mid-swing, sending shards flying through the air. But once you got the rhythm going, oh man, you felt like a master. Just don't let go. For easy bake oven, light bulb magic, and minor burns. Who didn't want to be a chef at age 7? The easy bake oven let you bake tiny cakes, using the heat from a 100-watt light bulb. It took forever, and the results were usually half-baked, but it felt like magic. Of course, we didn't think twice about sticking our hands in a mini oven. And if you touched the metal tray, well, let's just say you learned your lesson fast. But that smell of chocolate mix? Still unforgettable. 5. Johnny 7OMA, the ultimate toy arsenal. This was a toy every kid wanted in the mid-60s. The Johnny 7 was a giant plastic weapon with 7 different ways to fire: grenades, bullets, rockets, all in one. It was heavy, noisy, and made you feel like a one-kid army. Parents today would probably lose their minds if they saw it under a Christmas tree. But back then, it was just Saturday in the backyard. 6. Slip and slide, summer's fastest way to get hurt. Just a long sheet of plastic, a garden hose, and the courage to run full speed and dive. We didn't care about rocks or sticks hiding underneath. We were flying. Sure, you'd end up with belly burns, scraped knees, and an occasional crash into a tree. But nothing said summer like a slip and slide, even if your parents warned you right after you slipped. 7. Super elastic bubble plastic, the smelliest bubbles ever. This stuff came in a little tube like toothpaste, but it smelled like paint thinner. You blob on the end of a straw and blow huge, rubbery bubbles that felt like balloons. Trouble was, you were also inhaling chemical fumes the whole time. Totally unsafe, totally weird, and totally fun. We didn't ask questions. We just kept blowing bubbles. 8. Battlestar Galactica missile launchers, one tiny missile too far. These action figures came with tiny spring-loaded missiles that actually fired. And for kids, that was the coolest thing ever, until one kid accidentally swallowed one. After that, a big recall hit, and toy missiles disappeared from shelves for good. It changed toy safety laws across the board. But if you had one of those ships, you were the king of the galaxy. 9. Hippity hop balls, bouncy chaos in the living room. You sat on this giant rubber ball with a handle and bounced like crazy around the yard. Or, more often, through the hallway until you crashed into a table. Steering was impossible, and stopping was worse. Still, it felt like flying for about 5 seconds. Then you'd tumble off, laugh, and get back on. 10. The metal playground merry-go-round, the wheel of bruises. This wasn't a toy you bought. It was found at almost every school. You'd hold on tight while some older kid spun it faster and faster, until you either flew off or saw stars. No seat belts, no padding, and usually a little rust. But we lined up for our turn, bruised knees and all. It was chaos. It was dangerous. It was childhood. They may not make toys like these anymore, but wow, do they make memories. Sure, they were a little rough around the edges, but so were we. And somehow we turned out okay. Which of these wild toys do you remember? Tell us your stories in the comments. And if this brought back a smile, don't forget to subscribe, and join us next time on American Rewind. Until then, keep the past alive.